Good morning children, how are you all? Hope you all are doing fine. So today we will start our 6th lesson. As in our last classes we finished our all 5 chapters. I hope you all did the written part of those chapters. I think you even completed the homework. Okay. So today we will start our 6th chapter. So it's a story. I hope many of you have heard from your grandmothers. आप अपने grandmother से ये story already सुन चुके हैं. So again we will do it in a curriculum also, school curriculum. So here the chapter is the divided horse cloth. Okay, what it is? It is the divided horse cloth. It is the same similar story which we have learned heard from our grandmothers about the wooden bowl. Okay, एक लकड़ी का बाउल रहता है जो in an olden age में उसके his son and daughter in law. Okay, एक आदमी के son and daughter in law जो उसे old age में दे देते हैं to eat and drink from that. Okay, so by listening to this story I hope you will recall all that old version also. So in a small French town there once lived a merchant who was quite rich. He lived happily with his wife and an only son. Unfortunately, some powerful men of the town became his enemies. So like a wise and gentle person, he left the town for Paris with his wife and son. For 10 long years, the merchant worked very hard. His hard work and polite manners made him very popular with his neighbors. In this way, he lived a noble and happy life till his wife died after some years. So it's a story based in French town. French में story हुई सो ये. They lived a merchant. Merchant means a businessman who was very rich, and he lived happily with his wife and son. But some powerful men of that town, what they did, they started harassing him. So what he did, he left that town and went to Paris along with his wife and son. For 10 long years in Paris, he worked very hard. And his hard work and polite manners brought him a good name and popularity in neighbors. So he lived a very happily and noble life till his wife died after some years. So एक French there was a merchant, a businessman. He was quite rich, बहुत अमीर थे उन्होंने. And what he did, some enemies started harassing him. So what he did, he left French and went to Paris along with his wife and son. वहाँ जाके अपना business established करे, and he got very popular name and fame. And they were living happily till his wife died. The merchant son grew into a handsome young man. The father found a very beautiful girl as a bride for his son. But the girl's father said, I can allow this marriage only if you transfer all your wealth to your son's name. Then you shall have no legal right to it. So his wife died, the merchant's wife died. So the son, he grew up into a very tall and handsome man. So the merchant was looking for a suitable bride for his son. So and he found a beautiful girl as a bride to him. But the girl's father said, I can allow this marriage happen only if you transfer all your property to your son's name. तो लड़की के फादर क्या बोले, आपकी सारी प्रॉपर्टी you transfer it on your son's name, आपके लड़के को दे दो, then only I will let my girl marry your son. For a while the merchant didn't know what to say, but then he said, it shall be as you desire. So after hearing this statement from the girl's father, the merchant was very in a state that he cannot decide what to do. But after thinking for some time, he said, okay, it shall be as you desire. जैसा आप चाहो, I will transfer all my property in my son's name. Thus the merchant's son was married to the beautiful girl. For 2 years they lived a happy and peaceful life. A son was born to them. They named him Luke. The old merchant also continued to live with them. But soon he realized that by giving up everything to his son, he had not acted wisely. He had to face many insults and chidings almost daily. 12 years passed in this way. The merchant was now very old and bent with age. His only happy moments used to be with his grandson, who had grown up into a tall boy. So the merchant's son and that beautiful girl got married, and they were living very happily. Soon a son was born to them. They named that boy as Luke. So all of the 4 members, the grandfather, Luke, and the son and daughter-in-law, they were living very happily. But soon the merchant realized that he was not being treated nicely with the daughter-in-law. So what he did, as the merchant was very old now and bent with age. Bent means झुक जाना age से. Mostly old people we see na, they bend down and walk a little. So his only happy moments used to be with his grandson, who had grown up into a tall boy. So as the daughter-in-law used to treat him very ill treat the old man, his happy moments were only with his grandson. उनके पोते के साथ ही उन्होंने बहुत happy रहते थे. As his son and daughter-in-law, they didn't treat him very well. His son's wife was a bad woman. She found fault with everything the old man did and said she kept asking her husband to get rid of the old man. So daughter-in-law, जो उनकी बहू थी, she was a very bad woman. What she did, she used to find fault with everything. वो क्या करते थे, जो merchant थे, जो old man थे, उनके हर काम से, उनकी हर बात में fault निकालते थे, उनको बुरा भला कहते थे. एंड शी केप्ट आस्किंग हर हस्बैंड, वो अपने हस्बैंड को हर बार यही बोलते थे कि वी डोंट वांट दिस ओल्ड मैन, सो सेंड हिम इनटू एन ऑर्फनेज और अ ओल्ड होम. कोई ओल्ड होम में ये इनको रख दो आपके पापा को, ओनली वी विल लिव हैप्पीली इन अवर home. So I don't want this old man in my home, just get rid of him. One day she said, dear husband, if you love me, send your old father away, because of him I lose my peace and appetite. So the obedient son said to his father, old man, leave our house. For 12 years we have given you food and shelter. Now we cannot keep you any longer and you will have to go. So as the daughter-in-law was a very bad and cruel woman, what she did, one day she told her husband, dear husband, if you love me, you have to send your old father away. अगर आप मुझे प्यार करते हो तो आपके फादर को आप घर से बाहर निकाल दो. Because of him I lose all my peace and appetite. उनकी वजह से मेरा सारा सुकून and मेरा सारा appetite means भूख प्यास मेरी सब ख़त्म हो जा रही. So I don't want that old man in our house. मैं आपके पापा के साथ नहीं रहूँगी, आपके पापा को कहीं भेज दो. So the obedient son said to his father, old man, leave our house. So the husband believed his wife and he went to his father and said कि old man, आप हमारे घर से चले जाओ. For 12 years we have given you food and shelter. हमने आपको 12 years तक खाना दिया, आपको रहने के लिए प्लेस दी. But now on we cannot let you live in our house. अभी हम आपको हमारे घर नहीं रख सकते. So you have to go now. The old man begged his son not to throw him out of the house. Where shall I go, son? Said the old man. वो जो merchant था, old man who was now become old, he begged to his son, means उनके son के साथ बहुत मिन्नतें करे के do not to throw him out of the house. Where shall I go? मैं भी कहाँ जाऊँ मेरी old age में? I will not go anywhere. Please don't let me go out. Who will keep me in my old age? मुझे ये age में कौन रख लेगा old age में? Nobody will keep me. So please don't let me out. But the son was determined. How else could he prove that he loved his wife? Half dead with shock, the merchant prepared to leave. With tears in his eyes, he said, son, it is very cold outside. Please give me some cloth. So the son was determined. Son क्या थे? पक्के इरादे से थे कि I will send my father out of the house. Then only my wife will believe कि I love her. So what he did? He forcibly said his father to leave the house. So half dead with shock, the merchant prepared to leave. So as the son was insisting, he was sending him out of the house. The father agreed to leave the house. With tears in his eyes, he said, son, it is very cold outside. Please give me some cloth. क्या बोले merchant? He's decided to go. So he asked his son, son, it is very cold outside. At least give me a cloth to cover myself. Do you think we have opened a charity house? Said his daughter-in-law. However, the son agreed to give his father a horse cloth. So he said, Luke, go to the stable and give your grandfather the new horse cloth. I brought it only last month. So when the old man asked to give him a cloth to cover himself, The daughter-in-law said, "Ke, do you think we have opened a charity house?" The daughter-in-law was very bad. She replied, "Ke, do you think we have opened a charity house? We will not give you the cloth." So, however, the son agreed to give. Anyhow, the son agreed to give him his father the cloth. So, he said to his son, "Luke, go to the stable and give your grandfather a horse cloth, okay, which we have brought in last week or last month only." Okay, what did the father said? Father क्या बोले? ल्यूक को, जो मर्चेंट का ग्रैंडसन है, उनको बोले कि स्टेबल में जाके, स्टेबल इज़ अ प्लेस वेयर हॉर्सेज आर केप्ट, सो गो टू द स्टेबल, टेक द हॉर्स क्लॉथ, जो हॉर्स के ऊपर क्लॉथ डालते हैं, दैट क्लॉथ गिव इट टू योर ग्रैंडफादर. इट इज़ द न्यू क्लॉथ विच आई हैव ब्रॉट ओनली लास्ट मंथ. ओके, हॉर्स को जो हम कवर करते हैं वो क्लॉथ आपको ग्रैंडफादर को दे दो, वो बिल्कुल नया है जो मैंने लास्ट मंथ ही परचेस किया था. So with this we stop here. Next we'll continue in our next class. So kids, can you even imagine how the son is treating his father? Is he treating good or bad? He is treating his father very badly, isn't it? Because of daughter-in-law, because the daughter-in-law is pressurizing his husband not to keep his father in his home because he has grown old. So the son is sending out his father. So he asked Luke to give him the horse cloth to cover grandfather as it is close, as it is very cold outside. So in our next class we will learn, did the Luke give the grandfather the cloth or not? Okay kids? So fine, till then stay home, stay safe and don't trouble your parents and do the reading. Okay kids?